All right, IATS members, President Nate Newman back again. This is part 2 of our May update for the month. We talked about Tufts in part 1. Make sure you check that out if you haven't already. That is up on social media. For part 2, I brought in a very special guest, the chair of our Governmental Affairs Committee. Lisa, would you please just give a quick little introduction of yourself, where you're at, and all those things.
All right. Hi, my name is Lisa Bankston. As Nate said, I am the chair of the Government Affairs Committee. I am currently working at Buena Vista University, teaching in the Exercise Science and Kinesiology program, and also their honors program director.
Perfect. Lisa, thank you very much for joining me. Thanks for all you do as chair of that committee. Very, very important committee, particularly this past year.
Yeah.
We had some things go down. So, Lisa, why don't you just kind of give, if you can, a quick little overview of the session that just ended last month, and then we'll talk about some specific bills maybe after that.
All right. So really, most of our excitement for our state association was before the legislative session, when we were dealing with the Government Organization Committee and their recommendation to remove our licensure and our licensing board. Thankfully, from all the efforts of our membership, we were able to have a great grassroots effort, and our legislators listened to us, and we had a lot of support, and that committee reversed their recommendation. Going into the legislative session, they had recommended that multiple healthcare professions join into one licensing board, but our legislators again listened to us, and they recommended that all healthcare professions maintain their individual licensing boards. So as to date, the governor did sign the bill at the end of the legislative session, and so we do maintain our own athletic training licensing board. However, with the new changes, it will be reviewed every 4 years. As that happens, that licensing board will submit a report to the review committee, and that will be available, and we'll be able to also have comments go in from members, and if there's any changes that are of concern.
Gotcha. Lisa, thank you so much. That's a great overview. Fortunately, as you said, things turned out wonderful.
Yep.
I want to first, can you just throw out a special shout out so the members know everything that our lobbyists at Kearney and Appleby, how important they were, Doug, Jim, Jenny, Megan, how much they helped us out during this process.
Yeah, they were a great support throughout this process. They kind of kept us informed of what legislators were doing what, and who was kind of leading certain kind of fronts with a lot of this stuff beforehand. They kind of recommended what legislators to go talk to. We have a few that we know are supportive athletic trainers and who has great contacts with them and who their constituents may be, and they kind of also have started helping us kind of start this process with any grassroots effort, kind of mapping what athletic trainers may be in what areas and who their legislators are, so we can a little bit more quickly get some efforts out there. And that's kind of some background areas that the Government Affairs Committee will probably be working on in the off season. But yeah, our legislators are great. They're a great resource. Every week they keep me and the president updated on what exactly is going on, where bills are sitting, and where they're sitting with the vote, any specific information. And if we have extra questions, they're always contacting us. So, and we're able to contact them very easily. So we're very fortunate to have the lobbyists that we do.
Perfect. Lisa, you are absolutely correct. Those lobbyists, they do a great job for us. For those who are not aware, they were honored with the Award of Merit from IATS this year at our awards banquet. Very, very deserving. So from there, I just want to circle back to end here. I think you mentioned the most important thing for athletic trainers to be aware of coming out of the legislative session is that our board will be reviewed every 4 years going forward. Yep. Can you just talk a little bit about, and you already hinted at it there in your answer, but hey, over the next couple of years, as we kind of prepare for our board to be reviewed again, what can that IATS member that's listening or watching this do to help prepare for that?
Yeah, the biggest thing that members can do is just stay in contact with your legislators, not necessarily to talk about specific issues related to athletic training, but just create some type of relationship with them. Let them know that you are an athletic trainer. Maybe invite them to your setting so then they can see what it is you do on a daily basis. and just kind of get that relationship going, keep that networking going, because that's important to have those relationships when we do need them in those vital times, like we had this past August and September. And so just reaching out and just keeping those connections. I know a lot of representatives and senators in the state have regular meetings, at least I know in Northwest Iowa they do, for constituents to be able to go and talk to them. And yeah, they may have some specific things they want to talk about, but they also just enjoy getting to talk to someone and getting to know them.
Perfect. Lisa, that's so important. And you said it doesn't have to be you have an issue every time you talk to them. Just,
Yep.
hey, I'm Nate Newman, I'm an athletic trainer. I'll come talk to you if we have an issue, and they like that.
They really do. They don't like us just going to them when we're having an issue and they need to help us fix it.
Perfect. Well, Lisa, that's what I want to touch on for this legislative update. What we'll do in the fall, as we get ready for the legislative session, we'll keep the membership involved. And this will ultimately lead again to next session starting in January. We'll be active again, encouraging our members to contact their legislators, and we'll see what bills are up for grabs next year. Who knows what it will be on
Yeah.
our radar. So
Yeah, you never know.
perfect. Well, Lisa, thank you very much for joining us. Those of you that are watching, thank you very much. If you ever have any questions, if you have any ideas, hey, I want to hear from this person, please pass those along to me, nathan.newman@drake.edu, or actually use my IATS President one, iatspresident@gmail.com. Use that one. Happy to hear from you guys about ideas. And in June, I think what we'll do is we'll do an update from NATA down in New Orleans. So look forward to that. And I'll see you next month.